Hey, do you remember Jacob Tutu? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Jacob Tutu, the beloved animated TV series that captured the hearts of many. Jacob Tutu first premiered on September 7th, 2003 on YTV, a Canadian TV channel that consisted of both animation and live-action shows catering to children and teens. For many Jacob Tutu viewers, this would be their first encounter with the show. However, it also aired in the US via Qubo and Europe through Fox Kids Europe. If you clicked on this video, then I'm guessing you already know about the show, but for those who don't, Jacob Tutu is about a 10-year-old boy named Jacob whose family just moved to Montreal, Canada. Being the youngest of 5, Jacob is constantly repeating himself to be heard, hence the name Jacob Tutu.
4 large popcorns and 4 sodas, please. 4 large popcorns and 4 sodas, please.
I heard you the first time.
It's an episodic series that follows the adventures Jacob finds himself in alongside with a stellar cast. But before we get into the show, it's important to know about the origins of Jacob Tutu. Jacob Tutu first emerged from the imaginative mind of Mordecai Rickler, a renowned Canadian author. In 1975, Rickler published the first of 3 Jacob Tutu novels titled Jacob Tutu Meets the Hooded Fang. In this book, Jacob's habit of repeating himself gets him into trouble, and as a result, he is sent away to the children's prison for uncommunicative boys. At the prison, he encounters the intimidating and larger-than-life Hooded Fang, the prison's warden. Jacob and the other kids are mistreated and have to find ways to cope with the strict rules and harsh conditions. They devise a plan to outwit the Hooded Fang and escape from the prison. Throughout the story, Jacob discovers his inner strength and courage, learning to stand up for himself and others. He forms friendships with the other children, and together they work towards finding a way out of the prison. The book is a delightful blend of adventure, humor, and a lesson about the importance of resilience and camaraderie in challenging situations.
Jacob, you've been saying everything just once.
Oh, Jacob. It must be because now everybody listens to you the first time.
I guess I'm growing up.
It's an engaging story that showcases the power of teamwork and determination in the face of adversity. And till this day, it's a book that is read to young children in Canada. This novel would go on to have not one, but 2 feature film adaptations, one from 1978. Although dated, is still really charming and does the original work justice, especially considering what they were able to capture with a small budget. And although I wish I could say the same for the latter adaptation, I simply can't. The 1999 film was pretty bad. Gary Busey plays a very animated Hooded Fang. The child actor for Jacob Tutu was extremely monotone and bad. And they even had Ice-T rapping as a judge.
Kids like him have to be taught about respect. They need to learn this world they think their own belongs to us. They should sit down and shut up. Stop making such a fuss.
If you're into bad movies, then you should definitely check it out. Both the novel and the 2 feature films weren't really popular outside of Canada. However, that would change thanks to the Jacob Tutu animated series. Rickler's witty storytelling and charming characters laid the foundation for what would eventually become an animated sensation. With an incredible team of animators and voice actors, Jacob Tutu leaped from the pages of Rickler's books to the television screen, bringing the adventures of young Jacob and his quirky family to life. The animated series would make something new and original while still retaining the soul or essence of the original work. This is evident in the show's first episode titled, you guessed it, Jacob Tutu Meets the Hooded Fang. The episode opens with us seeing what a morning inside Jacob's house is like. With 5 kids and not enough bedrooms, Jacob has to room with his older brother Noah, who loves to torture him. Besides Noah, there's also Emma, Marfa, and Daniel. They all have their own things going on, leaving Jacob by himself most of the time. Through narration by Jacob, we get to see life through his eyes and a better understanding of his family's dynamic. By the way, I believe this is the only episode where Jacob narrates. With Noah being a constant menace, Jacob is adamant about getting a different room. Unfortunately, the only place where he can have a room all to himself would be in the attic, which Jacob is terrified of. But with the encouragement from his father, Jacob decides to spend a night in the attic to see how it goes. While watching TV after dinner with Noah and Emma, a promo for a wrestling match airs, and this is where we are introduced to the Hooded Fang. And in this rendition, instead of being an evil prison warden, the Hooded Fang is a menacing wrestler who is voiced by the real-life wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart.
Come out tomorrow night and see me, the Hooded Fang. Give Whip Smarty here my special patented Fang-a-rama body slammer. Rawr!
Jacob's first night in the attic doesn't go too well. It's dark and eerie, he has nightmares of the Hooded Fang, and there are even raccoons trying to sneak in. It was a horrible night for him that left him demoralized. However, his resolve would be reignited the next morning thanks to an inspirational speech from his father.
That's the spirit. Back up on the horse. You've got to look fear right in the face, kiddo. Stare it down.
Yeah, stare it down.
Later that day, Jacob's father had surprised the kids with tickets to watch the Hooded Fang go against Windsmart in a wrestling match. When they get there, it turns out that there's a hiatus and the Hooded Fang is missing. Jacob goes to fetch some popcorn and ends up running into a man who looks eerily similar to the Hooded Fang, but claims to be a janitor. He tells Jacob that the Fang is scared to go against Windsmart.
Let me fight him.
Well, don't go spreading this around, Jacob. But the Fang is a little nervous.
Nervous? You mean he's scared? The Fang is scared. I don't believe it.
This janitor and Jacob get to know more about each other and find that they have much in common. This only lasts until people start looking for the Hooded Fang and the janitor runs to hiding. It's evident that the janitor is the Hooded Fang, and before he gets to his car to run away, Jacob gives him some heartfelt advice, indirectly encouraging the Fang to take the fight against Windsmart.
You have to tell him that he shouldn't be afraid because he's the scariest wrestler in town. That's what my brother says. And he has to fight because lots and lots of people bought tickets to see him. And besides, my dad says when you're scared, you've just got to look your fears right in the face and stare them down.
You know, that's real good advice. Your dad must be a pretty smart guy.
And so he does. The Fang demolishes Windsmart in a matter of seconds and even shouts out Jacob in front of the crowd. The episode ends with Jacob in the attic comfortably in bed with no fears. This was a great first episode as it not only pays homage to the history of the series, but asserts to make it something of its own. The show was a joint production between Nelvana Limited, a Canadian animated studio, and several other partners, blending the essence of Rickler stories with the creative touch of talented animators. The first thing that stood out to me and many others was the art style. Before watching it, and even to this day, I've yet to see animation like it. I think it's what gives off the fever dream feel of the show. And although I've never been to Montreal, for some reason the show feels true to the city. And if you happen to be from Montreal, please leave a comment down below telling me if the show did the city justice. Overall, I have fond memories of watching this series as a kid, and I'm sure many of you would say the same. Jacob Tutu embarked on an incredible journey that spanned 5 seasons and 62 episodes, entertaining audiences with its humor, heartwarming stories, and valuable life lessons. Fans worldwide embraced the show's charm and resonated with messages about courage, friendship, and standing up for what's right. That wraps up our exploration of Jacob Tutu, a lifetime classic that continues to hold a special place in our hearts. Thank you for joining me on this nostalgic journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. Thanks, and see you next time.